Hello to all the Crash Drive 2 and Crash Drive 3 players in the last day of January 2025. I am StrayF and today I have important news to share. As you all know, I am a regular Crash Drive 3 player, regular Crash Drive 3 YouTube content creator, regular on the Crash Drive 3 Discord channel and generally a concerned Crash Drive 3 player. I already told you sometimes I contact Mike from M2H on LinkedIn, but we rarely have communication. This said, and all the events from the end of 2024 made me finally write Mike a very serious message with two very important questions, and he replied me. So in this video I'm going to tell you what he replied. So, Friday 24 of January 2025, I wrote Mike a message on LinkedIn where I finally asked him what's going on with M2H. This was a question which seriously started to bother me in the last 4 months. I am tired of guessing, and as a loyal Crash Drive 3 player, I finally wanted some answers directly from the source. And I asked him just two questions. Here's precisely the first one. What are your plans for M2H and specifically Crash Drive 3 and Crash Drive 2, at least for 2025? Because yes, in 2024, Mike told all of us that he doesn't plan to stop the servers and the multiplayer would still live. However, the end of 2024 made me seriously reconsider his answer with all the problems the mobile users experienced and the problems the unrightfully banned users experienced and how much time it took to unban them. So on Wednesday, just 5 days later, I actually got an answer. And here is what Mike said. First off, thanks for reaching out and for your continued passion for Crash Drive 3 and M2H. I really appreciate the time and effort you and the other regulars like Sokoban, Cookie, Kenomofu, Spider Jafar, The Blob, etc. put into the game. Whether it's making content, helping new players, or just keeping the community alive. Seeing that level of dedication means a lot. To answer your questions. First, plans for M2H and Crash Drive in 2025. Right now, M2H is focused on new game projects. But as I've mentioned before, the Crash Drive servers will stay online and I have no plans to shut them down. That said, I don't have any major updates on new content planned for Crash Drive at this time. I know that might not be the news you were hoping for, but the game will remain playable. And I will always make sure it stays up and running. Well, first of all, the news that M2H is doing new games surprised me. I thought Mike is concentrated on a totally different thing, something very far away from games. However, I will not hide, the last part of the message really left me disappointed. I had a secret hope for something new, something like new car models in Crash Drive 3 or something like that. Anyway, I told you I asked him two questions. And that second question for me is important, because I love Crash Drive 3, but I realized that I am putting damn much time into playing and creating content. Sometimes I spend just too much time on making videos, despite I am not required. Problem is I like it, but this month I started seriously to reconsider my priorities and how much time each one takes, and I realized my passion for Crash Drive 3 is just not healthy. I am not saying I will stop playing the game, nor stop making videos, but probably will reduce the time I spend playing and making videos. Creating content for this game taught me very important lessons in video making. I learned to create much better content much faster. And while now I upload content very regularly to my SkateCode channel, I have another YouTube channel which I consider my main YouTube channel and will soon start uploading there more regularly. And looking back into how much time I spent making videos, I questioned myself. Did anyone actually notice that? Yeah, I mean, yes. I know some of you watch my videos and I watch yours. Also, I actually regularly check for new game videos created by other players, and I comment encouraging them to play and create more. But in general, we don't get much views, because Crash Drive 3 is not a popular game. So no matter how good content we make, even if we overdo ourselves, our popularity does not grow. Not to mention that the content being created currently for this game, not just my content, but the content everybody creates, is way better than the content being created for it in the past. And in the past, Mike gave recognition for way more simple content. So I was curious if Mike knows what his own community is doing and asked him this. Do you actually sometimes take a look at what's going on with your game community? I mean, not only Discord, but also YouTube. Because when you make discounts, there is a short wave of new players which usually goes away later and quick. The regulars, we're always the same people, with very little exceptions. I also often help new players in the game. In the past, I've even recruited kids on the street, which is true, friends of my son. Me, Sokoban, Cookie Kenomofu, Spider Jafar, The Blob, and many others, we all invest lots of time not only playing, but also making content. At the moment, we do it because we like the game. Personally, I also like to help retain and maybe even grow the player community, but still, we all have also other things to do. Okay, so basically I put an accent that we are doing way more extra efforts than anyone would do for such an unpopular game to keep it alive and take care of the player base. Despite nobody here is paid for it, and I demanded some recognition, being in form of an article on the M2H website or some Steam download codes. Personally, I would love to get a Marooner's Steam download code. Just an example. But let's see what Mike actually replied. Second question, community and visibility. I do check in on the community now and then. Though I admit I haven't been super active on Discord or YouTube lately. It's great to hear that you and the others continue to create awesome content and keep the spirit of the game alive. I just watched your Rise and Fall of M2H video. First off, I really appreciate the time and effort you put into it. It's great to see how much passion you and others in the community have for M2H and its games. That said, I think the title might be a bit more dramatic than necessary. M2H is very much still active. I've just moved away from an in-house team to a remote and freelancer-driven model, much like how M2H operated in its early days. Mentions Crash Drive 2, Verdun, Isonzo, Tannenberg, and Marooners. The team I let go was specifically for the RPG project I was working on. But that was more about me re-evaluating my own work style than M2H shutting down. The company itself still exists. I totally understand how from the outside it might have looked like a big shift. It really was a change in how I want to work going forward. I'm still making games, still experimenting with ideas, and M2H isn't going anywhere. I do wonder if I should change the name sometime. Originally it was a nickname for me, and I solo founded the company in 2009 with this nickname. Quickly, however, Matt joined, so it was convenient and better to say it's for the two of us. But the name itself really never had an important meaning. Again, I really appreciate the effort you put into covering M2H, and I hope that clears things up a bit. Thanks again for your patience and for keeping the Crash Drive community alive. End of the message. Well, as you can see, we are getting a thanks message. But so far that's about it. Let's wait and see. As I said in the past, Mike gave recognition for way shorter and way simpler content. So if we are not getting much more as a content creator, I will be disappointed. Let me clarify a little bit. I am not young. I am in my late 40s. I am a husband. I am a father of a wonderful 11-year-old boy and judo wrestler. Being a husband alone is so much demanding, and being a parent is sometimes truly exhausting. I am also a mature music creator and video creator. And professionally, I am a professional software developer. But my main focus away from work has always been the music. I seriously want to see M2H paying back some respect to its own community by recognizing the efforts we all put into our passion for this game. So Mike, if you're watching this video, please take some notes and put a bit more effort into supporting your current community. So far, thank you everyone for watching this video, for playing Crash Drive 3 with me, for being friends with me on Discord, and for giving me joy when we play together. I am player Strayf. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.